Yo, what up? So, I do know that we have a new JRL clipper coming out soon. I seen a little advertisement on the YouTube, and just wanted to talk about it and talk about what I expect it could be, and what I think some of the new specs are going to be on the new clipper. It's a Lambo collab. Looks pretty cool. JRL is pretty good at all their marketing stuff. That's what really you know gets people's attention, gets barbers' attention, is the great marketing. They do have good tools. The company that manufactures for JRL and T-Pop play lines, they do make good clippers. I can't complain about them. They usually have the best battery life out of other machines. They do have a good balanced RPM blade combination. I don't think that the ceramic blades on these particular machines are the best, especially when it comes to the trimmer blades. I do think that the ceramic blades do kind of perform better when it comes to fading rather than lining up and edging. Especially some of that thick hair. I don't see these clippers really doing that great. The trimmers from the Made Show company. The ceramic blade, in my opinion, just isn't that great when it comes to edges and all that stuff. But I do see a lot of people having great results with the T-Pop play, the JRL. I have great results with some of these clippers, but like I said in previous videos, sometimes I do see better performance in other blades, like especially Babyliss. I do see, they don't have as great as of hardware as the Made Show line, but they do have some good blades on their machines, and I think that's what kind of makes Babyliss, stand out, to a lot of barbers too. A lot of people are, stand by Babyliss, and I think that's the blades on the clippers are just a little bit better than the ceramic blades and a little bit of a higher quality. They do come with some of their cons too. They heat up quicker than these blades, but personally, I do think that the JRL and Made Show and anything that comes from this company, the T-Pop play, are good to have in your arsenal. And I do think that what we're gonna see, like I said earlier, is we're gonna see maybe 8,000 RPM, maybe a little bit more in the new JRL. And watching the trailer, I did see that they emphasized on the crunch sound. Their clipper, their machine making a crunch sound on that little, like, it was like a little ad. You'll see it. I'll probably run it. I'll see if I can run it up here. And so I do think that they're focusing on higher RPMs and more crunch on their new clipper. And that's kind of what what T-Pop Play is doing with the new chunk blade that they got. So with the new chunk blade, you can really see that these blades are a little bit shorter. These cutting blade, they're not as deep of a tooth as the JRL machine, the original. This is the 2020C or whatever you want to call it, the original JRL machine. You can see these are a little bit more deeper teeth than what these are here. These are a little bit more smaller, and that's where the crunch comes from. So I do think that we will have you know, some type of form of chunk blade on the new JRL that's going to give it great crunch. And that could be good. Hopefully, maybe it can be better than the T-Pop Play chunk blade. Maybe they're going to, make it a little bit better, or who knows, but I really wish that this company would get some type of sharper blades in the future. I do think that they can improve on that, and if they get better blades on their machines, I think that will be a real game changer. And what I mean by the cutting blade, I do feel like the ceramic blades ain't all that. They do good, but they just, I don't know, they're just I've been in the game for a little bit, so I've came from the masters, and you can really see the difference in quality when it comes to the blade. But I do feel like this company here is probably the most innovative out of any other clipper company that we have right now. So I'm looking forward to seeing what JRL is doing. I'm pretty sure they're gonna stick with the same Made Show manufacturer, because that manufacturer is pretty good. Like I said, T-Pop's having a lot of success with this machine, and JRL has a lot of success with their machines. So, yep, that's what I'm thinking. We're gonna see. We're gonna see higher RPMs, a crunch blade of some sort. That's gonna give off really good feedback. When you're going over the hair, you're gonna really be able to hear that crunch when you're cutting the hair. And I really do think that that's gonna be great. That's gonna be cool. But that's kind of what we already have with the T-Pop Play machine. So I don't know, how that's gonna go. And then what else? What else? Oh yeah, real quick, I just wanted to mention that this company, JRL and Made Show. I'm sorry, this company Made Show, people that manufacture these machines, they really are the most innovative, as far as I can see. Looking at the other brands, they got the cool way to zero gap your blade here. There's screws on the bottom of this blade. They're like little Allen wrench. They're right here, and the T-Pop plays have them. The JRL trimmers have them. You can't really see. They're really little areas right here where you can screw, and then it kind of pushes the blade up. It's good, but it's something innovative. They're just trying to make it easier. They're trying new stuff, so that's cool. But I really feel like this company is heavily inspired by Andis, and that's because of the fact that the chunk blade is the same exact shape. If you look, the chunk blade here, it's a taper blade, and that's from the Made Show manufacturer. The chunk blade is the same exact shape as what we got. We got the Andis Master. So if you look at the sides of them, they're the same shape exactly. And the Master has lots of crunch, and it is seen as one of the best clippers in the game. I still think it's personally got that crown, so I don't think anybody's gonna take that from this, just due to the fact that it has really great blades. So getting a little off topic, but I do see that Made Show is really inspired by Andis. Not only the blade shape that they use, but they also used the, let me see, let me try to turn this light on for you guys so you can see, what I'm talking about. So this is a guard that comes from Made Show, the manufacturer that manufactures for JRL and T-Pop Play. And I know I know this blade comes from their factory because this is the same mold as the T-Pop Play guards and the JRL guards. Same exact mold, but they come in black for these machines. But this colorway I got from the manufacturer, and look at that color pattern. This is a very familiar color pattern that they chose, and I really think it's a dope. I really like that colorway actually, because it reminds me of a lot of the old school Andis guards. Look at that, same glitter colorway, glitter purple colorway, and I think that's cool. I think that's good. I think that's a good direction that they're taking. Being inspired by Andis, because that is a great company to be inspired by. They're the best. So hopefully in the near future we will see sharper blades from this company, and hopefully I wish the best to JRI. I hope they do have success with their machines, and hopefully they are better, and hopefully they're at a fair price point, because that's really seems to be one of the most important things nowadays, especially with us having to play. I really got to see a real good reason to swap over to the JRL Lambo. I'm really hoping the blade is maybe sharper, maybe better quality, maybe a different material. Yep. So JRL, the new Lambo collab, I think will have higher RPMs, more crunch on their blade, and I think that's really it. So let's see. Let's really, let's see what we get, man. Hopefully, it drops this month, or I think it's gonna drop this year. I just wanted to talk about it real quick because I am pretty excited for it. I'm pretty excited to see how the trimmer performs, because as of lately, I'm not a huge fan of the trimmers that come from, this company. I do think that, you know, what I mean company is the Made Show company. They make the plate trimmer and they make the JRL trimmers. I don't think that those are the best, uh, you know, machines, just because of the blade. The ceramic just doesn't do good on, real thick hair like mustache area. I just feel like I've had better experiences with, other sharper blades. And like I said, I'm used to older machines, so I'm used to the highest of quality tools, and that's usually what I like. That I really lean towards. I really aim to get the highest quality and highest performing tools for the best bang for my buck. I do think that they can improve on that. So I'm looking forward to seeing how their new trimmer performs. I'm wondering if they're just gonna throw higher RPM on that, and I don't know if that's gonna be any different. I do see these machines, being real good at removing bulk, but other than that, hopefully, man, hopefully we can see, hopefully we get a good clipper, man. That's pretty much all I got too for right now. So yeah, appreciate the 54 subscribers that we got. That's dope. Motivates me to keep making little random clips like this, for you guys to just like watch and chill out too. You know what I mean? So yeah, stay tuned, man. We locked in.